there for a while. Oh, I should boot up the game, huh? Oh my goodness. Let me see this. Lucio 101. Awesome. Okay. Gotcha. I am speed. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that Jumper Queen could do that, actually. No, that like if she gets the axe swing, that it like regens her better. I didn't know that. Noted.
I've been muted this whole time. That's so funny. Thanks, Jolly. That's fine. I'm recording a video. I'm good. I'll have this footage for later. But yeah, you can amp to combo with different people's abilities, such as like axe swing, or honestly, even soldier running, because he's already pretty fast. So you make him super fast to like catch up to somebody. I'll amp like a Genji will dash through the team, and I'll amp him so that when people turn around to shoot the Genji, he's gonna be like super fast. Just like a small burst of speed. People mostly use it to run away from enemies, so this is to like save your teammates, aka peel. Um, Make sure that your Ana in the back line doesn't struggle, and you can get to her quickly. Or if she like gets a sleep dart, you can, and it's somebody that's like a Nano Genji. Uh, you know, Amp away from that because you're probably not going to win that. You and Ana.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
actually, it depends on how good their aim is, the enemy, at least.
no, that's true. You might be like, we could take them. Uh, Amp to dodge projectiles and chase crit enemies. So I think another good way is to just like amp out of like a Sigma alt, May freeze, or like a Pharah if she's kind of far away and she's throwing a bunch of missiles at you. Uh, Gives you a little extra speed boost to get out of the way. And I think the reason speed was like super important from Lucio because there was nobody else with that ability. Now with Juno, it's still viable, and I was kind of afraid of this as well, of being replaced as Lucio, but they are actually two different ways of speed, and because of that, I think that they, even in pro play, Juno and Lucio are played like together, right? Because they always having an option of speed is like super important, at least in higher level play. Hi, man. Welcome in. Uh, so, for example, in Orisa alt, if your Juno uses a speed ring, that's only going to save about half your teammates because it's, a circle, 360. So half of your teammates are going to use her speed ring and get out, and probably the other half of your teammates are going the opposite direction, and they're not going to get that speed boost. But if you're Lucio and you amp speed boost, anybody in your circle will get it, and that's a wider circle than Orisa's ult. So hopefully, if you amp speed, all your teammates will be able to get out alive, scot free. Next, we
I
have
was gonna ask. I was actually gonna ask him like, wait, why wouldn't they work better? But that actually makes sense. I didn't think about Juno's arch being
yeah, it's
not
kind of
everybody being able to use it.
directional, which is still really good. I think the big difference is when you are Lucio and you're trying to enable your teammates, you have to chase them, right? You have to be with your teammates, obviously, so that they can be in your speed aura, you know? So you and your teammate are working together. Versus if you're like Juno, you can just set up a speed ring and it's like, all right, go do it. I'll keep you up from the safe backline or whatever, right? Because she has hit scan heals or whatever. And I think that's the biggest buff or the biggest thing going for Juno and her speed is that she can speed you while healing versus Lucio. Unfortunately, you get one or the other.
Yeah, you know what? I guess that's kind of the takeaway. You'll be able to speed, but you'll or speed or heal in that large radius, but there's not much of a barrier or anything stopping you from healing any of them. Whereas at least with Juno, you have to. That makes sense. A good way to
Yeah,
keep them balanced, I guess.
and obviously, if you are to speed or heal your team, then you have to be in the fight. And I think that's where people kind of get Lucio misconception with like other supports is if he most likely he's probably doing less heals than your other support, right? And you might have more deaths, but as long as it's not drastically more, I think it's fine because you're in a dangerous spot when you're playing support on Lucio. You have to be engaged in the fights versus a hero like Mercy who can like hero beam out like around a corner. See, Moira has to be in a fight too, but she has a lot of like sustain for herself. Um, and then I feel like a lot of supports, it's good positioning will keep you up mostly. But for Lucio, you have to obviously you have to have good movement, the best positioning you can while being in fights. But if you're in a good position to be safe from enemies, then you're probably not doing damage to the enemies either. And that's kind of, you know, it's going to be really, really hard to build ultimate if you're not consistently doing damage to the enemy team. So it's a high risk to play Lucio, you know, versus some of the other supports.
I gotcha.
Next, I have Uber, aka like taxing. I think it's in order of importance. It's important to taxi your other support, your tank, and then at the very end, DPS. A lot of DPS characters have movement abilities, so they're more likely to get to team fights the quickest. Unless somebody is being spawn camped, if you have somebody being spawn camped by like a Sombra or a Tracer, I think it's really important to taxi them and just kind of be their bodyguard for a second until they get back with the team. The three main people that I like to Uber a taxi, Mercy, when she flies to you, I wouldn't amp speed until she Guardian Angels to you, and then you guys can run back together. Kiriko, and I wouldn't speed boost until she TPs to you. And then Ana, you know? Once she's in your ring, then you guys can run back to the team.
That makes sense. I mean, like, I know that that's one. There's at least some mobility for at least Moira and like Juno, but
Yeah, and most likely you're not playing with the Zen. If you are, oof. Yikes. But Baptiste, and here's the reason why, is because if you amp your Ana, she doesn't have to be, she just has to be LOS to start healing again. So once she's in LOS, she might just scope in to keep your team up. But if you do that with like a Baptiste heals our projectiles, and it might be better to just stay with the team and keep them up until he gets closer. Because if he gets LOS and peeks around a corner and you guys just barely can see your teammates, if he's holding right click to heal, he's probably not gonna... The projectiles for heals might not make it in time to keep your team up. So for Ana, she's hit scan. Juno, she, like you said, has her own heal speed. And then, you know, Mercy and Kiri, their cooldowns just make it super quick to get to you, and then 5 seconds later or whatever, they're with the team, most likely. And it's great. I would only taxi, or I would almost always taxi your support if you know your teammates are not going to die. Like, if anybody's crit, I would wait until they're not crit anymore and then go pick them up. So if your team's just chilling, go ahead and taxi your support, but let your team know. Be like, hey, I'm going to pick up Ana, and no one's gonna argue with on that. Like, no one's gonna be like, no, we need you right now, you know? And people are gonna understand, yeah, Lucio heals are pretty ass, so it's probably gonna be better to start our next fight with her on back, right? So that's the important part of Taxi. Obviously, you want to taxi your tank back because you don't want to start your next fight, without your tank, and most likely you'll be okay down 1 DPS, unless it's like Genji Nanoblade and you want to make sure the Genji's there for that. But for the most part, just become DPS Lucio until your other DPS gets back. And then the last one, pretty important, don't amp speed out of spawn. This is important because most of the time, I think this is the biggest problem that a lot of Lucio players have. If you amp out of spawn, by the time you get to your team, if everybody's low HP, now you can't amp heals for like another 6 seconds. If you're good at wall riding, and if you're bad at wall riding, then you need to work on that. But if you're decent at wall riding, most likely you can get from your spawn to like the enemy spawn in about 8 to 10 seconds. That's like average, I would say. So if you do that, and you amp, and you get to your team, then you still have a 3-second cooldown before you can amp heals. So if everybody's like super low HP, you can't really help them for about 3 seconds. So it's better to just wall ride on speed, but don't amp. Save your amp so that as soon as you get back into the team fight, you can heal everybody for a little bit.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm guilty of amping out of spawn.
Yeah. Lucio's amp, has a high cooldown. I think it's the highest cooldown. That and Suzu are both 13 seconds. But for Lucio, he doesn't really heal when he's not using amp. So it's your most precious resource is amp. I would say, we'll get to the slide later. Next resource is Boop. This is very good. It's what makes Lucio iconic. It's his biggest resource. And I say that because it's, for the most part, low risk, high reward on Boop. It has a 4-second cooldown. It's a good way to get people off of high ground, away from you. It's usually pretty defensive, but it's also super offensive. Lucio is one of the few characters that can one-shot fully nanoed Ram that's ulting or something. And what I mean by that is, like, obviously environmental kill, right? You can kill anybody with environmental if you time it right.
Fair enough.
There's few supports or few characters that can do environmentals, and even fewer supports. The main ones are going to be like Brig, Ilari, and Zen, right? But the reason why Lucio's Boop is better is because he has a lower risk to higher reward than like Brig. Brig has a smaller range on Bonk. It's longer, like distance from Brig to the enemy, but in terms of like width, it's shorter, or it's not as wide, I guess. Zen obviously has to be within melee, and then Ilari, I don't know, it's kind of funky. It's more of like a jump. I've definitely booped people as Ilari just to see if I can, and I can, but it's funny. But
it's very hard to maneuver.
It's hard to control, and it's very much a defensive tool. It's very hard to use it as a offensive tool. And here's why it's better than other boops. Wide range, like I said, pretty much if you're within melee distance, you have your whole screen. You can angle your boop a lot easier. I think the only other one is like Farah, kinda. It does piercing damage to Orisa's Spin, Diva Matrix, Sigma Suck, and Genji Deflect. And here's the main one. It's the only boop that doesn't wake up sleeps. So if you're on a sleep somebody near a ledge, you can actually boop them and they're not going to wake up until the sleep animation is over. And they'll still take 45 damage.
I think that's my favorite thing.
Yeah, it's super big. I like to do that just to create some further distance for my Ana. And most of the time, I'll still be able to throw in a good tea bag before waking them up. Melee. Not really an ability, but an important playstyle for Lucio. Lucio is good in a lot of different compositions. He's good for rush, dive, and like brawl and poke. Now, poke is the only playstyle where you're not gonna melee because you're just kind of like actively shooting your gun, most likely just shooting the tank to build ult charge, and you're just kind of gonna be on heals to sustain your team. That's like Sigma or something, where you guys are just like waiting kind of until ultimates or other cooldowns. It's a slower playstyle. But for the rest, brawl, dive, and rush, you're going to be punching as much as possible because you're going to want to get into the enemy team's face as much as you can. So something here I have is like shoot combos, right? Lucio's gun does 20 damage per bullet landed, but if you do headshot damage, then it does 25. So the best case scenario, what you're trying to do is Lucio, when you're diving someone, is be on a higher level of elevation from them, so that you can do a quote Lucio rollout on someone, where you do a drive-by shooting from higher above, and you can do headshot damage, which we just talked about, 25 per shot. So out of his full 4 bullets, you just did 200 damage, which can kill a Tracer or a Widowmaker. And then you want to land on them with a melee so that you combo it, where it does 225 damage for like a burst damage, and that can kill a lot more characters now that they have 225 HP. That pretty much kills all the supports if you dive a support. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to boop them away. Boop does, like I said, 45 damage. So you just did like 260 damage in 1 second of like burst damage. So that'll probably kill every squishy, all DPS, all supports for the most part. So you kind of just like did a mad combo on someone. And the reason why you want to end with boop is because depending on how well your rollout goes, even if you miss half your shots, you did like 150 damage, half HP. And the thing that we want to do is close the gap on distance between you and another character or an enemy. And you're doing that because Lucio, his projectiles. So when you're doing projectile damage, the further away you are, the more likely it is for your enemy to dodge your aim. It's also a lot easier to aim when you're closer to an enemy because, like I said, projectile are just easily dodgeable by the enemy team. And you want to end with Boob because, like I said, depending on well your rollout goes, by the time you finish this combo, that should tell you, okay, is it worth it to further engage in this fight, 1v1? Or, now that I have distance, should I turn around and run away? You know? Because when you end with Boop, you now just gave your enemy team, or the enemy, as well as yourself, options. They have time to react now. They're going to start shooting at you. So, it's a good way to do a good amount of burst damage to the enemy team, and then you can either continue if you isolated them from their team. It might be worth it to take that 1v1, or just dip and maybe one of your other teammates can finish off that fight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think now that I'm in higher elo, being in Masters, this is my biggest problem. Oh, I put it right here at the very bottom. But just another quick thing, it happens way too often, so that's why I put it up here. You can rush past like a Ryan shield when he's crit and he's just holding his shield up. It's better to just go up to him and just start punching because you're going to catch him because you have speed. And there have been plenty of times where it's actually just a way better idea to start punching a Reinhardt that's low HP holding a shield up because you're not going to break his shield as Lucio most of the time. So it's just better to go up to him and start punching. Make sure he doesn't pin you, obviously, because that sucks. And then the last thing I have here is can run away from a fist fight. So, you know, you can engage in a melee brawl and you can also leave. You're kind of in control of that. And like I said, this is my biggest problem is I need, now that I'm in higher elo, people have aim and I need to remember that because I need to do my little burst combo and then just leave. If I don't successfully kill them, I needed to just trust that one of my DPS characters can finish off that kill for me because I'm dying a lot into these 1v1s. So, you know, I'm just not good enough to take these 1v1s. It's just better to just do a bunch of burst damage and then just dip and let my other DPS or whoever finish off that kill for me. And I don't really have a Lucio icon for wall ride, so I put a little Snoopy surfing.
Cute.
Because, yeah, a lot of people call like wall ride Lucio surf, but it's not, it's less of a surf, it's more of a bounce, and I'll get into that in a second. Wall ride, super great ability. Lucio already, like I said, has speed boost to get you left and right, you know, horizontally, quickly. But then wall ride gives you unlimited, for the most part, access to high ground, and including the skybox, one of the few characters that can actually hit the skybox. Wall ride, when done successfully, can speed you up to Mach 8. You just have to get enough momentum. And how wall ride works is each time you make contacts consistently with a wall during a wall ride, you gain momentum and gain speed. The best way to do this is you're just going to have to practice. You know that some things, like, you'll run into it and then all your speed is gone. So it's just practice to go forwards and honestly backwards. And you're going to want to practice aiming from while riding. Like I said, it's less of a surf, more of a bounce, because like I said, each time that you make contact with a wall, you are gaining momentum and speed. So a good Lucio even while riding one wall, the same wall, you're just gonna want to constantly be hopping, and that's why you're a frog, because you're just like hopping around, bouncing, to gain that momentum. And then there's an ability. It's a technique called the alley-oop. And depending on how our wall ride sesh goes, I might teach this to you. It's a quick technique to go like straight up a small wall, because most likely most people kind of do a zigzag to go up, but there's the tech to kind of just like roll yourself up to get up there about half as fast. So, twice as fast, I mean.
Oh, okay.
And here's the other tip. You're going to want to make sure you're on speed whenever you're grabbing a wall, because having a little bit of that speed already gives you like one wall ride touch of speed or momentum. So that's why you're going to see a lot of Lucio players constantly switch between speed and heal, because whenever they're making contact with the wall, you're going to want to be on speed, to give you the maximum amount of speed that you can, obviously. So that's why you're going to see Lucio's like switch between support, healing, and speed. It's because they're constantly moving around, making contact with wall.
I didn't think that was the reason why, but you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah, because if you don't and you just wall ride while on heals or start wall riding, you just have the movement ability of like grabbing a wall, and it's not that good. Pretty much anybody will be able to shoot you if you're moving at normal speed, just like up on a wall. So yeah, that's why they're switching constantly. Last one, the ultimate beat drop. This is game changing. It gives your team 600 additional health, which is like, boom. That's literally turning your entire team into a tank for 6 seconds, whatever. When to use for sustain and survivability. If Junker Queen uses her ultimate and you don't have a soldier or a Kiriko Suzu, this will keep everybody up, because overhealth, doesn't matter if you're antied, goes on top of everybody's HP. And so it's a good way to survive something like that. Sigma alt may sometimes grab, it's a good way to, like I said, everybody turns into a tank, even if they're crit. And if everyone's full HP, then everyone has like, almost 1,000 health. That's crazy.
That is wild.
If you do it with a Sigma alt, I do suggest waiting until you're like at the peak, like right before he slams you, because Sigma's alt works by doing half of your max HP, right? So if we're playing a 200 HP character, then his ultimate does 100, but he's most likely shooting at you while using his ult, and he will kill you if you're like a squishy, right? But if you wait until the last second, then everyone gets that 600 HP. So if you're playing Lucio, you have over 800 HP, and then when he ults, you still have 400 HP, which you're not a tank anymore, but at least you survived and you're at full HP. So, and he just wasted his ult. He's got nothing on you or your team. So that's a good way for, just like some examples. Classic is like Nano Blade. Most likely, if you time it right away, your team gives your team time to react, and get away from Genji. And you can also use it to enable your team, combo with like a speed amp. The first one you might, for sustained survivability, when you use beat, you have to know, am I speeding us out of this situation? Or are you healing and amping heals to keep your team up because I want to keep fighting? Like your Reinhardt is about to kill someone, but they're also crit, you drop beat, does a couple more swings, and you're just amping heals. So he kills the next guy, and then now he's at half HP instead of being crit. So it's, you have to know when you drop beat. Am I speeding us out, speeding us in, or amping heals? Which is the probably last option of amp. But you can also use it, like I said, to enable your team. An example I like to give is if you don't have an Ana, beat drop plus blade is pretty good, because if your Genji gets antied during blade, he will still have your overhealth and he'll be chilling for the most part. Or I like to combo it with like a Reaper ult for the same reason. I want to make sure my Reaper doesn't die if he fails at pulling off his ultimate. I just want to make sure he doesn't die and he's ready for the next fight, because most likely, like I said, an Ana or something just use their cooldowns. Now the Ana is fresh out of cooldowns. Everybody on my team knows this, and now we have a target. Go for the Ana. She doesn't have anti. She doesn't have sleep dart. I have some tips for avoiding a solo beat or Ajax. Are you familiar with Ajax?
I don't know what Ajax is now.
So it's a term that comes from like Overwatch Pro Play. Are you familiar with the term C9?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what that comes from?
Yeah, it came from a specific match between Cloud9 and whatever. They literally chased a kill and got off the point and lost the game.
Yeah, they threw the
And
game.
people
The story
calling
of
it C9
Ajax. Yeah, that's what we're about to talk about.
Was one of the players named Ajax.
Yeah, so he was a Lucio player, and
Ah,
in a tournament, like, in a Overwatch League, he never successfully got a beat because he always died mid-ult. Always. So he was a pro
actually
player that never got to drop the beat because he always got killed by like a Widowmaker or something.
that's actually tragic.
It is. And now we have a term for it. Ajax.
Aw,
3 times on one map of
poor
Basan.
guy.
Yeah, it's a
Being turned into
legacy.
a lesson.
Yeah, literally. So if you ever hear that, like, oh, we just Ajax them, the Lucio, that's what it means. Like, Lucio died mid-beat.
Damn.
So, and then solo beat will probably piss off your teammates. So this is, I have some tips for avoiding these two. Number 1, you can, when you mercy res, or have you seen a mercy res where they spin around a bunch of times?
Yeah.
So they're doing that to like mess with their hitbox a little bit. It's kind of goofy. You can do the same thing for your solo beat, or sorry, not solo beat, for your beat drop. And that's to avoid the same thing. Makes your hitbox all goofy. And Lucio's beat actually works in terms of LOS, which, do you know what that is?
Yeah, line of sight.
Okay, good. Yeah, so if you don't see a teammate, even if you beat and there's somebody like right behind you, they're not gonna get the beat unless you look at them like during casting time. So that's a goofy way to make sure that your entire team is getting beat, is you're doing a 360 like rotation. So everyone that you could possibly see in that moment you are looking at. But also, beat's kind of forgiving. It gives you like 1 second after like you touch the ground to give the beat to anybody else. So if somebody's hiding behind a corner and you drop beat and then go around the corner, they are still gonna get your beat.
Okay.
So
I didn't
that
know
kind
that
of,
it was.
yeah, I'll show
Okay.
you in the practice range how that looks. And then you got to avoid like Ajax. Example I like to give is like if there's a Sombra on the enemy team and you guys are predicting that the Sombra's gonna ult you guys soon, I would actually like peel back to be, you know, not where my team is, so that when they pop EMP and you're like around a corner safely making sure you don't get part of EMP, you can beat and then go around the corner, and then your entire team will get your beat. So a good way is to go around the corner, and the last way is you can beat actually no matter what makes you jump, right? So you're jumping up and then slamming your gun on the ground or whatever. And that's why people get Ajax, is because when you drop beat, you jump up, and it's a little more predictable because you're going to go straight down, obviously. So something you can do is you can actually like beat on top of a payload. Say you're standing on the ground next to it. If you beat, you can actually beat at half the cast time by beating on top of something like a payload or something. I'll show you what that looks like as well.
Okay.
Here's
I
some
think I've seen that
bonus.
before.
You can shoot your gun, or I suggest shooting your gun as often as possible. It's projectile, and you'd be surprised how many accidental headshots you'll get. The caveat of that is you'll be surprised how many times you'll be speed boosting around, and you will die from a headshot, and you watch the kill cam, and they weren't even aiming at you. You just like sped into a bullet. That happens to me a lot. It's so funny. Yeah, I guess we'll talk about this. Healing, Lucio can heal, in case you didn't know. It's pretty ass. I would only amp heals for other people if they can survive being critical, because it doesn't heal that much, or when fights are over, just to keep your, you know, this healing your team when fights are over. It was more prevalent before everybody got like the HP like regen.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're just doing it so that you don't waste ultimate, you know, to gain ult, right? Because
Yeah.
we want that ult charge. But before, it was obviously important to keep your team, heal them after a team fight. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to. But even now, you just want to do this for ultimate. And then most of the time, if you amp heals, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be for yourself. It's like throwing a Moira orb just for you. Like, you're just gonna want to amp heals. The bottom side is, like I said, amp is 13 seconds long. So that's the crappy part. And then, like I said earlier, maybe you want to amp heals after a beat just to keep your team up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if you just want to survive even being antied or Jungler Queen ult, you're gonna want to beat, and then by the time your beat's over, their anti should be over, and you should be able to amp heals after that. So just hold your amp for a second until they're no longer antied, and then boom, throw that amp heals. Alright, here's some things to watch out for when playing Lucio. His counters, I don't have them all up here, but it's like Ramatra, Mei, Sim, and like Cassidy. And then Venture's kind of special. But do you know why these are his counter?
I don't know. Is it just the burst damage, or is it Is it because Mei and Sim would kind of slow him down?
Exactly, and the Ramatra, a lot of them use Vortex for Lucio as well. It gets him off a wall, depending on where the Vortex is, and, you know, it kills his momentum. And we want to always have at least a small level of momentum whenever playing Lucio. And these characters, like, have slow your ability. And then Cassidy does the same with his stun. And Cassidy is probably, he should be number one because, like I said, when you do a rollout on someone, you're like closing the gap, and then you use boop as like your final to give yourself options. Well, it's about the same distance if you melee and boop that a Cassidy can roll into you. So he will most likely, after you pull that off, roll into you and then fan the hammer and you die. So that's why Cassidy, like for me, if I'm like bullying a Widowmaker, they're gonna swap to Cassidy, most likely. Because they don't like that I'm in their face like that. And then last is Venture. Venture is a special kind of counter because for the most part, you can't really boop a Venture. If a Venture's like actively doing damage to you, you probably can't boop them. Her like air drill or whatever, their air drill will pierce your boop and they will not take boop damage. And you will get booped in the opposite direction.
I didn't know that you would get booped. That's
Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. I've given up taking Venture 1v1s. I'm just like, not my problem. I'm gonna go somebody else. It's not even worth it most of the time. Out of all of these, Venture, I think, is my personal biggest struggle, and I think it's Lucio's as well. I don't think a lot of people talk about it right now, but I think it's the only like true all-around counter to Lucio, in my opinion. And then not listed here is your own Life Weaver for the same thing. Whenever you get life gripped, that killed all of your speed momentum, and you have to build it back up by grabbing a wall. And usually, if a Life Weaver grabs you, there's no wall nearby. So you're going to be without momentum for a few seconds, and it kills all the momentum you did build up. So sometimes like everyone, my Life Weaver will piss me off.
fair enough.
So a little history about Lucio. He's been a staple of the Overwatch League and now OW Championship Series. So he's pretty much been in pro the whole time of Lucio's existence. So since Overwatch 1 like release or beta, Lucio's been the only consistent hero regardless of meta the whole time. Which Tracer and Genji are the only two other heroes that have been like that, and they are meta dependent. Sometimes if like Zarya's meta, that gets rid of Genji being meta. Or, if Cassidy's meta, then Tracer probably isn't. But Lucio, like, has been in pro meta almost the entire time, like 90%. I think there's only been like 2 seasons where he wasn't meta in pro play. So that should tell you that Lucio is the soul of pro play, aka speed, tempo it dictates fights. And if your team is good at working with you, if you have good synergy with your team, which I know is pretty rare, to be honest, but, if you're playing with like people that you consistently play with, this is so good. You're kind of like the puppeteer. And I think this is why Lucio is in the support category, right? Is because you're supporting your team, giving them the opportunity to get kills the fastest because you're giving them movement about you're amplifying their speed, right? And you're with them because they have to be in your speed ring. So even if your Genji is like diving somebody, most likely if you are supporting them, you are making that not a 1v1 but a 2v1. You're always ganging up on someone with your other teammate. Look at this team. We're gonna do great. So just a final note. Remember, do as I say, not as I do. I'm not a pro. I'm just masters. I have a long way to go before I get good at Lucio. But hopefully, this presentation was a little useful. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Definitely learned something new today.
All right, now... Wait, how do I end this? You can enter the Overwatch, and then I'll invite you to custom. We're gonna put these into practice. All right, show me your best skin. Okay, I like it. Space Prince. That's a good one.
It's my favorite.
I can wait forever for Lucio Mythic because that skin just came out so good. It's gonna be really hard to top it. All right, so
I
let's
like this one
grab
a lot.
an alt meter here, and I'm gonna beat on this box, and we're gonna pretend it's like the payload, right? That just cut the cast time by about half because you're touching the ground, aka a flat surface, quicker. Because when you jump up here, that's faster than if you just jump the whole time and touch the ground.
Okay.
So if you want to give that
makes sense.
a try.
All right.
The most satisfying thing about Lucio is coming back from spawn, so unfortunately you died, doing a sick rollout and ending with a beat and saving your team. It's like you came in quite literally at the nick of time.
Just to save the day.
Yeah, it's such a superhero moment. Okay, so you see these bots out here? Do you have a beat or no?
Oh, no. Hold on a sec.
Okay, so your teammates are out here. Hold on, let me... Oh, they died. Alright, see those bots? I'm gonna beat in here. And they didn't get it, right? So now I want you to beat in here and then peek around the corner.
Oh,
yeah,
that's neat.
Yeah, so you get like a 1 second to get POV. And now I'm just gonna do I haven't done this yet, so this is gonna be fun. All right, take a look. And they all got it.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
It's goofy, but it's a good way to make sure.
That's pretty neat, actually. All right.
Especially if you're high ground.
To do that. Oh, you're right. Okay.
From like up here, wall ride, and then go.
Oh, they just died. Hold on.
There you go.
Go. All right. That's so goofy.
I know. But most of the time, the most important one is like beat and then go around the corner. That's like the most useful beat tech that not a lot of people know.
I surely didn't know about that, and I think that's actually that's great. Would it work if I was like up here? It would work if I was like in
Yep.
here and then I peeked, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, that's pretty. That's
Here,
actually pretty neat.
grab a beat.
Okay. Let's go. Oh,
And I'll do it, well, when the bots respawn. Okay.
oh shoot.
It's pretty awesome.
That's you don't realize how I'm gonna share this information with everybody.
Yeah, I
I
know.
had no idea. Huh?
It's something that they don't tell you. I'm hoping, I don't know if you saw the spotlight the other day of like what's coming
Yeah, I
to
did.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
But they said that they're also gonna have like when you hold like the information screen. And I hope something like that will be on the information screen.
Honestly, because I feel like this is like stuff I've played this game for years
I
and I didn't
know.
know half of this stuff about Lucio. And like it's such like small like it's information that you wouldn't know unless you really like took time and just sat in the practice range to figure it out on your own.
So something that I wall ride tech, I guess, is the alley-oop. It's a quick way to get vertical height. Is most likely if you have only one wall to ride on, obviously it's faster to go in a zigzag pattern if you have multiple walls. But if you only have one, right? To go up, you're gonna want to zigzag like this, right? And that takes a little bit of time. But there's something called an alley-oop where you quickly flick your mouse like this, and it gives you more height. So watch this. Well, that was a terrible example because I like didn't grab the wall for some reason. It only works for this is terrible map. I'll show you a map on where it's actually like very usable. It's surprisingly Lucio's home map, Paraseo. For some reason, that's a terrible wall ride map for Lucio. I don't know why they designed it like that if it's Lucio's home and it's like the worst map to wall ride. Actually, first... Oop.
Oh, you didn't change your scene on your stream.
Thank you for that.
No worries. I peeked over right now.
That's so funny. Yeah, we'll do a Lucio Surf. Test out your, So these are unpractical. They're not like... I think there's some Lucio Surfs that are specifically designed for rollouts. But think of this as just like Mercy parkour, but for Lucio, you know? It's just to get the technique right down. Most of the time, you're not gonna... They're not super map specific. It's just like, these are routes with the beginning and a finish line, and you want to just get there at the fastest. So we have the checkpoint at the very end, but first you have to hit the blue check midpoint, I guess, what the arrow is.
Oh, okay.
So we want to get that first, and you cannot touch a flat surface, aka kill your momentum, and otherwise you'll respawn. But when you're in the blue checkpoint, you can touch the ground again while you're in there.
No.
I like to come in here before I queue up for my first comp game, just to like kind of warm up.
Oh, I did it.
All right, now you can head to the finish line.
Oh.
The hardest part about this is going to be like going through doorways.
Yeah, I've noticed that. That's like where I'm struggling.
It's not so bad on this map, but there's like, I think Havana or Watchpoint Gibraltar has like 6 doorways. It's insane and super hard to get through all of them.
Oh, heck. I did it.
Oh, you forgot the checkpoint though, huh?
Oh, so I have to, okay, so I have to do it from the checkpoint? Okay, well, heck. All right. I got this, I think.
But you got it though.
Oh my god. I can't get the doorway. The doorway is my worst enemy. Alright. Oh, heck. Oh my gosh. No.
Can I even do it? I don't even know. Yeah, that's the best way. I was wondering which way was the best way to get through the doorway. It's definitely this way. Aw. I'm too high. Not like off drugs, I mean. I'm too high off the ground.
Oh, heck.
It's all good. Like I said, this isn't practical. This is just practice. Give you an idea of things you can wall ride, things you can't. What the? I got 2 minutes. I gotta finish this at least once. So I don't know if you see the speedometer up there at all. Under the time. It should say like your meters per second.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
So that's a good indicator of how fast you're going. That's how, your speedometer, if you will. And you know, red is like slow. I'd say if you're not in the red, you're doing good. You're at a good speed. Aw. How do you get out of this room? Okay, that's enough practice for now. And now I will spectate you in a couple of quick play games.
Oh boy. The pressure is on.
You got this, I believe.
Alright.
And now that you're in queue, I would just join like deathmatch so that you can warm up your aim a little bit that way as well.
Alright, noted.
What are you most excited for the changes?
I was really excited to see the well, for one, just the new competitive weapon is one thing I was really stoked about. I have to go through the
The
list of
galaxy
everything.
gun?
I haven't even. Yes, I like the galaxy gun.
I think it looks better
Um,
in your own POV than like somebody
fair
else looking at it,
enough.
but that's the way it should be. You know, it's a game. It should be enjoyable for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw when they showcased it, like Reaper, and I didn't think it looked that good until they switched to Reaper's POV, and then I was like, okay, no, I take it back. This is sick. So that's what sold me, is when they showed POV, that it's like a lot more distinct and noticeable, and I was like, I love that. I like that a lot.
I'm also really excited for like the hero bands.
Yeah, so that people can ban Lucio. I'm gonna have to private my profile after this season. So people don't lock Lucio, and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? Something I forgot to mention earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are you in a game? Okay, no.
No, I'm just in deathmatch.
Lucio is one of the few, like, the only support that is, like, map dependent and not team dependent. Like, Lucio's pretty much good everywhere, but he's really good. He gets added value depending on what map. If it's an environmental map, like Well, or like Ilios Well, or Lijiang Tower, he just became like twice as useful, which pretty much none of the other sports have. Maybe Brig, but not really, because the reason why Lucio's important for those is he can do it quick. Like I said, it's a low risk, high reward. You go in really quick for a boop, you miss, okay, no big deal. You just speed back to the team, you know? And it's one of the few maps that you can actually get environmental kill from the enemy spawn. So if you kill somebody, you can use your speed, go into their spawn, and as soon as they walk out the spawn door, you can boop them off the map again. And that's the best way to piss off the enemy team. That's funny.
Wrong.
Sometimes I don't even get a kill. I just see that somebody died on the enemy team, and I'm like, ooh, it's your unlucky day.
You just know.
I just know.
What's it going to cost me? For you, Amor? No charge.
It's so funny.
Just one more mission.
Alright, let's see that pro Lucio gameplay.
Oh no. The pressure.
So here, I would actually try to go up on the stairs on the left and wall climb as high as you can before going through the archway. And now you have like bird's eye view of what's going on. And you can, yeah, perfect. I was gonna say get onto the statue and you get to the high ground like super easily that way. Like the enemy high ground. Because it's kind of hard to zigzag up there with the angled roof tiles that they have. Punch him! Go up and punch him. You'll be fine. Nice, good chase. I would heal yourself. That was a good idea to like peel away from that and just heal up real quick. Because yeah, she was straggling. The rest of your team is just gonna clean that up. No big deal.
Oh boy. kind of want to go over there and boop them off the high ground.
That would be a good idea.
But I'm gonna wait.
You can
until
try,
Zarya
but I
here.
would wait until Zarya is in your POV, or so she can boop you or bubble you. Oh, that was a good job. That was great. Good boop off high ground. Lily the coach. That's what they call me. Hey Vane, how you doing? Ooh! Watch out for that window.
I didn't do that.
Punch! Yeah! Oh, this is just free.
Oh no, they switched. They're still
Yeah, I
switching.
don't know why they switched to Orisa. I think your Zarya is just gonna melt them now. So I would amp heals right here so that you can for sure get your beat. Good boop into the Zarya May freeze. Nice. Nice. Beat tech. Good spin. Ooh, look at that ante.
I know I want to kill because I see the ante. Oh, you might have just created a monster right now.
It's
I know
fun.
this
Lucio's
information.
fun.
Lucio is so
I'm
fun.
surprised. You're the only person I've taught that actually did the spin tech on beat.
Well, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I see all these people behind me. I want them to live in this fight too.
Nice. Oh my gosh, and you're right there for this one. Your Zarya is actually like helping you out quite a bit. This is great.
Oh my god, we made their take.
Look at how fast you guys won. You guys have 6 minutes on the clock. What? That's gotta be the quickest quick play game of all time.
That
game was 4
actually
minutes.
Really fun. That was a.
That was a 4-minute full cap.
Was so fast. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Alright.
You might be converting me here to Lucio, man. Oh my goodness.
It wasn't my job, or you know, wasn't my intention. Like I said, it's just to get you in the mindset of what
with all
your
this
teammates.
information, now I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, I can do things. I can do things.
You had a great mindset to like getting people off the high ground, and then as soon as you did that, the Rhine died like, or they had to pop like resources, like throw out lamp, XYZ, you know?
This, at the very least, I can say I have overall game sense, but like specific heroes, not so much.
That's what I'm trying to like teach essentially. It's like, hey, like I said, either your support or your Lucio, what's he trying to do, or what the enemy Lucio might be trying to do. Alexa, turn on the heater.
Off this map. What a great time. I almost died on this map.
Alexa, turn on the heater.
Nepal. Okay.
Traveling to Nepal.
Okay, so on this map, if you're gonna get an environmental kill, it's most likely gonna be either where the mega is, near the ledge, but most likely not there. It's gonna be a bait where you bait the enemy team to go out of the... Excuse me, oh my gosh, I just burped.
That right side door, huh? Where
Yeah.
the mega is? Yeah. I know which one, what area you're talking about.
But for the most part, you're actually just gonna wanna either deny high ground, like you were earlier, or be like spinning on the little pillar in the center. This because everyone's gonna be in your aura ring, and you can make sure you can keep everybody up or whatever. And I know we're in a quick play game, but if you could just try to just be on heels and try to zigzag your way up to the very top of that pillar.
Oh my gosh.
You can do it, I believe. Just go on wall, like zigzag one side at a time. It's okay.
Oh, jeez.
It's a when you get up there or you get to the pillar, you can zigzag and just like touch one wall on one side, then like go around to the other side, and you can. It's a good way to get away from the team. Like you can most likely contest for a long time just doing that and not being shot.
No, thank you.
Once you get there. Yeah, booper into your team. Nice. Now be on heals and amp heals. Aw. Wait, I think your team still gets them. Oh no, Moira's there now.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
Just amp heals. So I think if you amped heal just a little bit earlier, you would have got your beat a little earlier. Maybe. Hard to say, but might have been able to save the Orisa with that. Alright, just beat and then speed to get it on point. Alright, do it. Run to the point. Run, run, run. Go for Ash. Get her. Yeah! Good one. Go for the Kiri. Nice! Oh my gosh, you're killing it. You're making moves. Be on heals. The Moira's gonna kill you. Oh.
Sorry.
Hey, you got 2 picks solo. That's important. That's really good.
Oh no, our Ash is gonna die.
Yeah. Good roll out there. Hey, you were making moves with that beat.
I was trying.
Alright. The good news is we want this map.
This is the map.
This is the boot map. So here's what I suggest. You're gonna want to speed out of spawn just for this first time, and you're gonna want to like go on the staircase that's not point, and then hide so that if an enemy is like trying to take that high ground, if you crouch, you can just boop them off.
Oh, the right side?
Yeah, go right side. And then go to the right, and then just crouch so they don't hear you. And get ready to boop them right there. Yeah. Get ready. Perfect. Just wait. Oh, so close. All right, now go heal your team. They know you're there now.
The mine.
That was a good try. You almost got her. Ooh, he needs heals.
Mine.
Nice. Clean. Now do Kiri. You can take her. Poor turrets got your back.
Oh.
Kiri, Kiri, Kiri.
Nope. I'm trying.
You can still get Kiri, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, so close.
Zarya. These Zarya's using all of her bubbles for the Kiri.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Next track.
Hey,
Oh, George,
George, thanks for the sub.
Oh, our Kiri's
Appreciate it. Poor Kiri. I would just get out.
Yep.
Amp speed. Get out of there. Oh, Lucio's chasing you. Run! Take him! You can take it. You win that all day. You got that? Oh,
Oh,
so
oh my God,
close! You almost got him. If he didn't headshot you at the end, you would have killed him.
Yeah. Dang. Oh no.
Alright, amp speed and just roll out and do a beat. Just beat and keep going. Keep going forward. Go to point. Go to point.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
That Ryan's screwed. Wait, junk. Oh,
Oh my God.
you almost booped him.
Sojourn headshot me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was a good try.
This one was a little rough.
Bronca. Bronca.
Oh, that's what happened to Ryan. I see. I was so confused. I didn't know what happened to Ryan. I was like, he was here a second ago.
Poor guy.
That makes sense now. Right. Let's see. While we wait.
I'm thinking of making another montage. I got 50 clips. Go for it. Your other montage was really good. My montages now go into my starting soon screen. Check it out. You see him? What do you think?
Okay, wait.
Ooh, yeah, it's cool, right? I'm just teaching Astra how to play Lucio, the way of the frog.
Right.
Oh, it looks like we have an ad. I'm gonna snooze this ad.
Oh no.
I love the
There's a
warmth
life
in your
weaver.
music. Your newest
Yeah,
album
this
is
for
like
some
listening
reason
to a sunrise.
the life grip is always on this map. I'm telling you.
Thanks. You should tell that to my critics. Critics? You? No,
I won't stand for it.
So actually, let's do something goofy. Get on the high ground on
Wait.
the other map or the other wall, the one that you're looking at, right there. You're gonna go up and over, not that way, behind you. That one. You're gonna go up and over that, and get somebody. Yep, go over the rooftop. Okay, that sucks because they're on the roof there. Yeah, that's just unlucky. Wait, nice. Okay, that actually was clutch. Most of the time, the widows aren't gonna be up there on that high ground. They'll be on the floor, and you can just like surprise them going over that wall and running up to them.
Ooh, ouchies.
I would, yeah, just get out of there. This is kind of a bad spot for your team. I mean, the enemy team has bad aim, thankfully, but yeah, we'll just go around that corner and run. Yeah, your soldiers lost cause. You should be able to get out though. Nice. Okay, so just like before, just try to get as like get in the skybox with your wall riding.
Oh my god. That's not a good one to try and get up.
I think their Genji's getting close to Blade, so I would just stay strictly on heals as much as you can right now, just to get your ult. Oh, that's something else, is whenever somebody dies and there's a Mercy, you're gonna wanna camp their body, so if Mercy comes to res, you can deny a res with just a simple boop straight up. As soon as you hear Japanese from Genji, just pop that,
I'm staying close to the payload for that reason.
yeah. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Oh, good try. Is this a new player? Not a new player. I'm just going around teaching VTubers how to play Lucio. So you have the most kills on your team.
Kind of sad.
Nice. Ah. Yeah, he went for you first.
I know he did. He was looking for me.
Alright, so Mercy's probably gonna res the Genji.
I get it. Everyone in the system wants a piece of this. You're on the same wavelength.
ouchies. No, thank you.
I would back up. I don't think you're gonna wanna be the first one out there.
Or tanks AFK.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that.
they finally started moving.
Nice. Get in there. Alright, get ready. Oh, good boop. I think Mercy was rezzing actually. Like very first frame of res, so you canceled res there. Good escape. Ooh! Get nutty with it. Oh, back up, back up. Ooh.
No! Dang it.
Time for a remix.
Dang it.
I should
Why
teach
does
her
the
how to
widow have
Junkrat
have aim?
if she wants to learn. Oh, get ready to boop the Mercy. Guard the Doomfist body. Nice! That's what I'm talking about. That's why she popped Valk, was literally just to res Doom. A lot of Mercies will pop Valk just to do that, and you can still boop and cancel res, and they just wasted their Valkyrie. No! Yes! And even though you didn't do like the 360 spin on that, as soon as you cast beat, you turned around and saw everybody behind you, so everyone got that beat. Oh, nice!
No, too fast.
Hey, you carried your team. That was all you.
Oh no, I'm looking at my my stats right now on the team. Oh boy. Oh
Yeah.
boy, oh boy. Ooh,
All right. Do you want to do another one?
yeah, that's actually I'm feeling good. That was fun.
It's fun, right? It's so satisfying when you cancel res. It's like, ah, I know I just pissed off that Mercy. Feels good.
It's almost as good as like you just canceling an ult or sleeping somebody in an ult. Just as satisfying.
Yeah, it's kind of what, like I said, a lot of the times, a Mercy will literally pop Valk just to like do a risky res. And it's like, I know what you're trying to do, boop, and now you can't. Let me I want to get the voice line.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Why are you
It's
so
especially good when you pop boop on the Mercy res and you hit him with a voice line like, why are you so angry? I love
think
Lucio not
mine
just
is
because of his playstyle, but his character, like his voice lines. Ugh, he's just everybody's hype man. I love it. Did you listen to my starting soon song that was playing when I was
did
starting
not,
stream?
actually.
Okay. I
had
made
it
that song
open,
on
but I
stream.
Did you really?
Yeah, I posted it in
What?
I uploaded it to SoundCloud actually. I've never done that before. But I felt like out of the songs that I've ever made, it was like actually good. I think. It's probably still not that good, but I was proud of it. I just called it Lily's theme song. But that's what I want to do on stream because I feel like my queue times now that I'm getting in higher games are just getting longer and longer. And with Marvel Rivals coming out, it like doubled. So I was thinking, I think I'm gonna make music in between queues. And I'm gonna try to make a song inspired by a different Lucio skin.
What skin are you just gonna do it by like in general?
In general,
Any
like the space
Okay.
skin is gonna be like kind of a galaxy themed song, and so on and so forth. Maybe with the trumpet for like royalty or something. That one's gonna be fun. Jazzy skin, obviously like a jazz song. There's another skin where he's kind of like a motorcycle gang member. So probably do something like head out on a highway, you know, some sort of rock song like that. Ooh. I would be on heals here, just to make sure, since your Ana's dead. Oh yeah, he's dead. I would just get out.
Oh, I didn't realize Anna was back.
Oh yeah. So this is the composition that I would say you have to play poke, and you just have to like keep shooting at the Orisa from a distance, and try to build your ult, and can't really do anything until you build your ultimate, I think. And you're gonna take an aggressive ult here, where you're gonna beat and speed onto the point, and go for their Ana in the back line after you beat. You're gonna speed and rush at the Ana. Take it. You can take her.
I don't even know where she went.
Surprised she didn't grab the health pack. I thought she was gonna go for the health pack, but she didn't. Where's your tank? Oh, they DC'd. Or they left. Yeah, just poke. Build up that beat and just get ready. I'd probably just wait until you get a tank. Alright, so hopefully soon, now that you have a tank, you guys can make a play. And it's really great because you're going to beat and speed everybody in, and then probably Ana is going to nano your tank, and you guys are going to do work.
This election thing.
I would help your Ana out. Try to... I think she's getting pressured right now. Run, run, run! Oh! Unlucky.
Are you kidding me?
Ooh. Wait, go for Torb. You can take him. Nice punch. Don't. Nice. Get to point. Nice. You can take her. Shoot her. Okay, go for Juno. Oh, I shouldn't have booped her into her ult.
Yeah. Hindsight 2020.
Oh, you want to hear this?
You still have time. Oh yeah, perfect. Go for Ana. Yeah, boop, 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 boop. Nice.
Ooh, the turret.
They have no heals. You guys, your team's gonna win this fight now. Good job.
Our tank just died.
Okay, well, Torb turret
Nobody's
is
killing
just
us
gonna
with-
kill everybody, I guess. Oh,
Evidently.
Torb's won. Whenever someone's like literally 1 HP, just finish them off with boop, because that's gonna do 45 damage. It's gonna get the job done, and you're probably not gonna miss. You don't really have to aim with boop.
The turret's right there.
I am really surprised that your team didn't win when you killed the Ana and they had no heals.
They didn't kill the turret, so the turret literally won that for them.
Ah, bummer.
Turret MVP.
Play of the game.
Literally.
Torb's turret got play of the game. Damn, that Torb went nutty.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing tricks on him. Alright, this will be the last one of this stream.
That's a-okay because I am getting so tired.
Okay, we can call it here actually. Usually go for about 2 hours, which is about right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're ready to call it here, then I am a-okay.
We'll do that.
Honestly, this is probably gonna be a lot of things I'm gonna be practicing from now on, honestly.
Cool. That makes me really happy. You have any questions for me right now?
No, I don't know. I honestly, I feel like I probably will have a question eventually, but I'll probably just DM you whenever it comes up again.
Do
'Cause I
it,
know I did have one
please.
earlier. I did have one earlier, but I cannot remember for the life of me.
Don't be shy. Whenever you remember, just let me know, and
Absolutely.
I'll
It's
be
probably
glad
gonna bet
to.
you anything it's been like 3-4 days from now, and then I'll just be like, "Oh my god, I remember my question."
Like shower moment, shower thoughts.
No, for real. That's how it's gonna go. That's how it always ends up going. Like I'll have a thought and then like something super like minuscule will distract me and then I'll completely forget it for like weeks and then out of nowhere just something not even remotely related will just remind me. I'm like, "Oh, that was what my question was. That's right." Or that's what this I was thinking of. I appreciate
Well, whenever you
taking
think
the time
about
to
it,
teach me
let me
this.
know. Of course. Thank you so much. I know you said you were going to be tired, and
No,
I
this is
so
fun.
greatly appreciate you, Astra. You have no idea. The reason why I needed to like rush this out real quick is because, you know, with all the changes and stuff, I masters
Mhm.
today, but who knows, after the rank reset, after all the changes, like I said, it's important to know like what every character does, and I don't know if I can give that advice next week. It's going to take me a little bit longer for all of us to relearn the game next week, you know?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I completely understand that.
So that's why I
I'm
kind
really
of
excited.
rushed
I
this
think
out.
it'll be for the good, like for the better, I think. I'm excited to see what
Me too.
it'll turn out to be.
We are so back.
Absolutely.
All right, for everyone that doesn't know, follow Astra. You can click on the title she's at, or let me give it a shout out. Astra streams Overwatch as well, so drop her a follow.
Oh, cute.
Otherwise, like I said, we're gonna call it here. So feel free to copy and paste the raid message. We're gonna raid Dusk today.
Thank you for teaching me.
Of course, you were a great student. Thank you.